All right, what's up, you guys? I got these AMVR grips recently, and had some suggestions for sort of different ways to use them than what they describe in the instructions, and give you a little quick overview of how the benefits they provide, and you know what I did to make some changes. Nothing major, but just something I felt like was worth mentioning. So they are sort of a hard rubber, soft plastic. They look like silicone in the pictures, but it's a harder rubber than that. But they're nice. It feels good. They've got a rough finish to them. Slip on real firm, and they strap around the ring, so they can't really come off. There's a couple of reviews where people are somebody's concerned about them slipping out, and I was like, there's no way. The straps, they come with two white ones if you want to just stick with like a standard color. Four of these Velcro straps, which I'll get to in a second, separate from the hand straps. These are used to hold them in place, and I guess some extras in case you lose them. And then they got a red and a blue, and since I play a lot of Beat Saber, I thought the red and the blue might make sense. So I really like these. I had the Kiwi straps before, and they were pretty good, but they jammed my hand up into the controller so hard that my thumb was like overshooting the joystick, and so I would have to sort of do this bent maneuver here to get my thumb to hit the joystick. So these things, they come with their own little handle that extends the regular handle, and for my hands the stock handles fit pretty good, but they're getting real close down here at the bottom, so I can imagine somebody's bigger hands this becomes more of a problem. But with these AMVR grips, this is nice. It adds a nice little extension on the bottom that really lets your thumb or your pinky finger rest on, and it gives the grip more thickness, so it feels a little bit more sturdier. And don't pay attention to my finger here. I'm recovering from an injury scratched by a cat. One of our kittens got a hold of my finger. So one of the things I did, I felt like this distance, once it slid up on there all the way firmly, it almost touches this grip button right here, and I felt like it was a little bit too, it'd be nice if it was longer. Basically this piece on here was extended down, so I found something to use as basically a spacer that I put down here between the stock grip and the stick-on grip. And I just found, like in a junk drawer, these bushing things. I don't know what they even are, but you could use like you know, a nut or something like that that has a similar distance to it. Just make sure it doesn't rattle, because even when these are pushed all the way on, there is a little cavity there, and the first couple of things I tried, when I moved it, it rattled. So you have to get something that's the right distance to create that gap there. And then using this Velcro strap on here, it's, you know, it's locked on solid, so even though it's not on there as firmly as it could be if there was nothing down there being used as a spacer, it stays on solid. The other thing you can do is you can rotate these a little bit on the grip. If you kind of grab the grip, the stock controller, and then rotate the grip, I don't know if that's showing up there, but you know, I liked this thing rotated a little bit more towards the back, which allowed the strap to lay over behind my knuckles nicely, rather than trying to be on them or falling over on the finger side of my knuckles. So I want this to be kind of as far back as it can be. I think the other big thing was, I really recommend doing the opposite of what they say in the instructions as far as which one of these slots to use. So if you have longer fingers, bigger hands, they tell you to use the top slot, I guess to give you more distance between here and there. But in my opinion, you got plenty of strap material. There's no real reason for that. And by locating this strap down low, if you have long fingers and thumb like I have here, the benefit is it positions the controller more upwards in your hand, so that your thumb tends to lay more on the joystick properly. If this was in that top slot, which I tried it shifts the whole thing down in my hand, and so my thumb ends up trying to overshoot the joystick again. So this, along with that spacer, and then there's plenty of room down here for, you know, you have so much strap material that you can just open this up more to make space for a bigger hand. It's not a big deal. They did make some revisions to this. They gave, I don't know if this was on here before, but it's got this like grippy rubber strip in here, by the way. I don't know if that shows up very well, but it's like silicone. But they did add these vertical lines to the grip, which give the little latch mechanism a little bit more, you know, of a purchase on the grip to keep it from sliding. And the other thing they did was they go ahead and throw in an extra pair of those little grip latch things that are inside here. They throw another one in there, and they say if you play hard and this slips, then put a second one on there. Now you've got two of them working together. Trying to watch my camera there. So now with one and without using this extra one, I could make it slip, but now, you know, you can kind of see it right there. But now with the second one, it's really solidly locked in, and I'd almost have to damage the strap pulling on it so hard to get it to slip. So really good setup and improvements they made. And here you can kind of see, you know, the difference in length and the difference in the girth of the grip, the radius of the grip. So it fits adult hands, I think, a little bit better. It's like they shot for the, you know, lowest common denominator, with the size being small enough for kids, but it'll work for adults. And I feel like it's a compromise. So this is a better setup to me. So there you have it, AMVR grips. You can get them on Amazon. I don't get any kickback or anything. It's just something I paid for, and I like it. And I felt like those adjustments were worth mentioning if it's something that you're interested in. Later.